What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is Blaze again with King's Critiques. And in the last episode, on top of a bit of couple counseling between Aqua and Akane, we also saw Kana about to make the literal worst decision she ever could. Now, is there still a chance that she might double back and make that decision at some point? Maybe, but more to the point of because she had phase one of that decision, unfortunately, because she forgot to redisguise herself on phase two, now there's going to be leaked information getting out there probably of Kana Arima is a dumb slut and B Kamachi is finished is probably going to be the headlines of this episode. Am I correct, or is it going to be something a little more nuanced? Maybe we'll see. Let me know your thoughts. And to re-preface that actual former thought and the thought of the end of the last episode, if you ever think of sleeping with somebody to get ahead in your career, don't. You'll regret it months later, and then put them on blast, and, well, while they deserve it for being the type of person they are, you then also dismiss yourself from a lot of credibility you had at one point. So, earn your keep, and don't sleep with those above you. Because while it might be good short term, it's actually the worst decision ever long term. But, soapbox aside, since this is the beginning of the video, I'm going to remind you to let me know your thoughts on last episode, this episode, the show, the series, whatever, in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let things run through. Let me get the watch time, and I'll remind you of all of this at the end because it is good for me and the algorithm. And I'm just here to try and talk, my form of logic and a good mindset to those out there because I do not fake things. I mean, he technically does. Okay, but that's the right kind of character to play. Act stupid for the comedy. And I get that's what a lot of people do. And then there are the people that are actually stupid and take comedy too far. But we went over that in the last episode, so I'm not going to stick on that. Meanwhile, green-haired chick said she doesn't have anyone to go out with, and they're off the air, and immediately, once leaving the room, calls her boyfriend up like, hey, when do you want to meet? Damn! Alright, well, she ain't just going out with somebody, she's going in with somebody. And honestly, again, given the type of show, probably a producer. Bitch, that ain't a hickey, that's a straight-up bite mark. Like, unless I've not understood the difference for many, many years, as far as I'm aware, hickey is just a bruise by too much, kissing, suckling, sometimes biting. But that's just a straight-up, she was taking back shots, and he just, yeah, right. Well, yeah, on the one end, I kind of get his logic to it, but on the other end, if people knew, you would lose your job. Which, stupid of him, but I get it, I do. Meanwhile, Ruby just getting all this fuel, like, I could totally blow them up if I really wanted to. Well, that's actually situational. YouTubers in general often don't give a shit. It's when they're like idol-style YouTubers, or when they're VTubers, you can't really be, like, again, when your audience is based off from your appearance and people wanting to nail you, that's kind of how things work out. And the minute it gets out that you've been taking it from the back by somebody else that's not even a YouTuber, it's all gone. Just like that. Which, again, goes back to my statement from last episode. Don't lie about things and be who you are. Sure, it might not always be great for the entertainment industry, but less likely to blow up in your face when you eventually make it and then somebody comes out with the truth. Because I'm sorry, it'd be the same kind of thing as me getting up here and, like, pretending that I'm happy all the time or that I don't envy a lot of the people in these shows. Be able to lie about my thought process about things. I'm not going to get off topic. My mindset wanted me to do that for a minute. I'm not going to get off topic. But yeah, being honest with things, even though it's a slow way to grow, is better than, not being honest. Because, like, somebody more attractive than me could get up here, do the same types of videos, and say that he doesn't have a girlfriend or whatever, and probably be nailing like 3 chicks every other day. But I'm not attractive, so I don't have that luxury. I'm honest about things. I would take the invitation from a viewer if it came to start chatting, because while that's creepy on one end, at least I'm being honest about it. If you're in the age range that I am allowed to talk to, I will talk to you. I'm not the type of person who's big enough either to where I could make use of that opportunity, which is a good thing too. Because it's not like certain, aforementioned from last episode Pokemon content creators that took the position they were in and ran with it to take advantage of people. And I do hope that those people have very, 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 very bad lives and some very, very, very bad things happen to them, but the one person, I feel like he made amends for things for the most part, but it's one of those things where can't be forgiven. And then there's other ends of people like that to where I don't even know what the fuck happened. It's just drama that I got, taught. So I don't even know if I should be mad about it. But we're not going to talk about a TikToker that relates to, because I still watch his content. I noticed the shift in attitude in that content, but it's just always a matter of situation. But again, the matter of taking advantage of people, never a good thing. The matter of a job being determined on whether or not you're taking back shots, well, that's also a whole other concerning process, and that's probably often true. The people that want to like yeet them out of getting paid so much money, so they just go, well, I know that she's sleeping with that guy on Tuesday, that guy on Wednesday, those 4 on Saturday, busy day. That actually sounds about right. Oh, don't tell me her friend actually planned on that whole thing happening. That would be really shitty. Like, I would actually kind of back Kana's hatred of this woman if that was actually the case, that she planned on that shit. Mem's trying to be so nice and kind to her, and Kana's just remembering the mistake she almost made the previous night, which, unfortunately, the word almost made has been revoked because of some piece of shit paparazzo. Which, also, actually, on that line of things, I'm going to take this as a continuation of from the thought earlier and the thought at the end of the last episode. On top of if you sleep with somebody that's higher up than you in an industry to get ahead in life, you're an idiot and they're a piece of shit. If you're a member of the paparazzi and you're one of the people that spread fake stories, you are a piece of shit. And you need to think of your own life. Because, honestly, if you just go out there and make money ruining lives for other people that don't deserve it, why do you even exist? Frankly. Like, paparazzi could go out there and do good things. That's the crazy part. There are paparazzi that could do good. Like, seriously, there are so many bad, actors and other people that do so many shitty things. Obviously, I'm not going to reference the thing that could be, relating to that thought process, but, there are a lot of people that there are suspicions under that paparazzi could, I don't know, harass instead of the people that don't deserve it. Mem's immediately concerned about Kana, so she's like, Aqua, Aqua, Aqua! What the fuck did I just... No, that was actually too good. He's gonna refuse, but she's right. Like, even if he just went up and apologized for what happened the other night, it'd be a huge start. Because he didn't do it on purpose, and she probably knows that. But if he went up to her and said, when you approached me in the park the other night, what happened was a total accident. I was just thinking very hard and I lashed out and it wasn't towards you. That's not really a hard thing to do. I mean, I get it. As a man, I understand wording things to a pissy woman is a very difficult thing. I've spoken to a woman outside my family for an extremely long time, but I've still had to deal with, emotional female presences in my life. So, and Mem's right. Like, Kana got baited into helping out and doing the job because of Aqua. So the fact she's still doing it is slipping through her grasp. So it's difficult for her to want to keep being an idol when the acting is slipping away, as we already saw her go over in her own head. But she wants to keep doing it to, like, support him, his sister, and all of that kind of thing. Plus, it's not like she's going to get an idol or an acting job nowadays anyway without doing what she was considering doing before. Which, bigger unfortunate part of that is when the information gets out, is she going to just change her mind and go back to him and say, well, people already think it's happening anyway, so shrug? Also, I really don't want to talk shit about this guy, but I do just have a small thought process I want to bring up. He seems like the exact kind of character model someone would, like, thrust into one of those generic ass isekais nowadays that ends up with, like, 5 beautiful women. Am I wrong? That is literally the only thought I had. It has nothing to do with the show, just his character design. And this does come from a company that I'm pretty sure has hand in at least a couple of different isekais, so I probably could see a very similar model show up in future work. So, let me know in the comments your thoughts on that thought process, because it's not as serious as anything else to do with the show, but it's been in my mind from an early time. Honestly, walking home late at night, someone comes up to you like, hey, I have these blackmail pictures. She might be an 18-year-old woman, but that also is like, I don't know, permission to just like, that's my purse, I don't know you, wham, and then take his phone and run away. Uh-huh. Of course he sent it to Miyako, and now she's aware of the controversy that's about to happen. What? That's not her. She totally has glasses. What do you mean? I'm sorry. It's like the fucking Clark Kent thing. Like, how can nobody realize that himbo is Superman? See, and a smart person, even an idiot like Kana, would be able to look at him and be like, I have no relationship. Did I go to his house to talk about potential work? Yes. Did anything happen? No. So, go away. And I know it doesn't work that easy, because he'll make up some slander and lies to push the pictures. But, sorry, there's lots of things to help her prove that there's nothing going on. And yes, it might be excessive, but this is one of those things where it's like, if there's excessive things you can do to prove that you're not a whore, just do those excessive things. Like, unless it's something that will tear your hymen through some sort of investigative surgery or something, just, yeah. Like, I know lies and slander are a very easy thing to make up, and that's how a lot of bullshit starts. I've been threatened with getting sued for defamation of character because I called somebody an asshole. They were. But, yeah, like, there's ways around it if she didn't actually do anything. And I'm pretty sure Kana has never actually slept with anybody, so she could prove she's never done that in the first place. Then again, that doesn't change that she should have given a little bit up, but more to say to the point, she's an idiot and she's just gonna, start crying or something probably. Though, it could be a better direction of maybe Aqua finds them and takes the thing out of his hand and crushes it. Again, it's a very easy answer, even for somebody having a crisis like she is. Right foot, 100% of strength, into testicles. Take that thing. Destroy it. Like, yeah, sure, it could be said that she assaulted him, but who's gonna believe a piece of shit person like this? I mean, probably a cop, because let's be honest, the amount of times cops actually believe the things that they need to believe when they need to believe them is very low. Like, I would love to support the police force of every kind in every way possible, but even somebody that wants to believe in the justice system to an extent knows that vigilantism is the proper answer. Because, neat part, the cops don't do what they need to do all the time. Vigilantism is right sometimes. Though, if you take vigilantism to mean that you're supposed to take out the people that are actually trying to do good for the planet, that also makes you an idiot and a piece of shit. Don't let. But this kind of person, if you see somebody harassing any young woman with a tape recorder, you are allowed, at least in my mindset, to punch them in the throat. Or the nuts. Whatever is accessible. And Aqua? Oh no, she just outright left. She's not even bothering with that fucking piece of shit. She's just leaving. Though I think even worse, that her outright leaving could mean something's going through her head that probably isn't for the best, because she's not the type of person that deserves that mindset. But because of pieces of shit like that, now it's in her head. Which comes back to my point earlier of, don't be a piece of shit like that. You will get people to wanna... And that's not a good thing. Again, I'm going to talk about something I want to talk about. Not pertaining to her necking herself, potentially, but pertaining to people like him. The thought process of silence is proof is also a ipso facto retarded thing. Because if somebody doesn't want to talk about a subject, that means you're pushing it on them. They have no right to answer to you. You're just being a piece of shit. Whether it has to do with things like this or something else. Yeah, silence is not truth. Silence means they don't want to talk to you being a fucking dumbass. And honestly, silence is probably better than her taking a violent action to him. Though I wouldn't have blamed her. And honestly, it might have been better than what might be coursing through her head. Because this is one of those shows that's going to, like, admit to the thought process of what she might be considering. Because right now she's just worrying about the information getting out there. But my thought process is with things like this is when somebody's actually innocent of the situation, or even when they're not, they consider doing things that will get the situation quickly handled. Which is not good. And she knows to blame her friend too, because her friend put it into her mind. Her friend. Her slutty friend. Bitch probably taking multiple backshots from people that she meets up with like that. Yeah, it's going to be in the news now. Bunch of lies, slander, dude writing his own story, talking a bunch of shit because people like that need to take a very long walk into deep water. Yeah, here's one of my rants I don't want to go on, but I'm going to. How the fuck do we have, like, several news outlets that are actually structured by people like that? That's the crazier part. We have news outlets that are literally structured around lying to people. How the fuck is that allowed to exist? I'm not even talking just, like, televised news outlets either. I'm talking about, like, paper publications, like The Onion or something, that just, like, say and put funny things in their publication. It's not supposed to be taken seriously, but people do. Like, seriously, if we just, like, took all the people that put bullshit out there and just put them in Hollywood, Hollywood would probably be a lot better with a bunch of the stuff they're coming up with nowadays. And B, the news would actually be the news. It wouldn't just be, fucking first alligator to walk on Mars. Because that's obviously bullshit, but people will probably bite for it. And then there's the people that will call it out for bullshit and then not be trusted. See, she's right, it'll hurt everyone in Bikomachi, but here's the other thought process on that. Miyako got an official email from that guy And she knows Kana better than that. So if she actually talks to her coworkers, they could probably figure a way to, push out the bullshit. But again, she's just a dumb, barely legal teenage girl who's going to say or do something really fucking stupid. Because unfortunately, of everyone in this show, she is not only the least popular Bikomachi member, she is also probably the dumbest woman of the main cast. And I really don't want to be that mean to her, but I'm sorry, yeah. Because, Mem isn't super smart, but she's emotionally intelligent. She knows a lot about the content creation game. Ruby is a ditz, at least before her awakening. But now she's a lot smarter than that. Miyako, very smart woman. Has a bit of an attitude sometimes, but she's a very smart woman. Akane, very smart woman at times, even though she still has that, young woman mindset. Kana's regretfully just a dumbass. She got baited into joining the group by a guy. She got baited into thinking she could lead a good or get into a good acting gig because of one of her slutty friends who basically was trying to, and I'm going to use the G word here, so YouTube, oh no, be afraid, grooming her into things. I do hope the best for her and that Miyako and Aqua and, she can get things righted. Or maybe Aqua came up behind that guy as soon as she ran away and, well, broke everything. His iPad, his little voice recorder thing, maybe his arms, maybe his testicles. Oh, that's not good. That's probably Miyako trying to call her. Miyako, I get your point, but here's the thing. You know what situation you just got presented with that she's involved in. So, take into consideration if she got presented with that information as well at about the same time, which she did. Where do you think her mindset is? Where do you think not trying to look for her would be a good idea? Because I understand as well as anybody that that's the kind of thing that when you're presented with that sort of information, it makes you want to end yourself. And as somebody who has that thought process on a regular basis for my own reasonings, I would not blame her personally, and that's why I said it earlier that that's probably where her mindset went. And I would assume that they're going to come to some break that Aqua will probably be the one that'll figure out where she is, and it'll probably be similar to when he was on that bridge and Akane saved him. Yeah, and if you don't find her, she might not ever come back. Keep that in mind. Then you have somebody else to hold a vengeance towards, because Aqua already has vengeance to hold towards his mother's killer. But if, one of his closest friends also does something bad to themselves, he'll hold not only himself accountable, but want to add vengeance to that guy onto his repertoire too. And, more fucked up thing, it's at least he has a name because of that email. So that means actually it's not as hard of work to get revenge on him, so... Well, I suppose if we do see something bad happen to Kana, hopefully that means Aqua will take his first life in this form instead. But again, hopefully nothing bad has happened to Kana and disrupts, everything going on, because, well, that guy's a piece of shit. She doesn't deserve to give him that. Honestly, what she should have done is just beat the shit out of him with her purse. Matter of fact, she had a phone. That's the thing that's even crazier. She had a phone. If you see some stranger go up to you and start questioning you, you just gotta pull out your phone, type the emergency number, and then be like, "Hi, police. Yes, this man is harassing me. Yeah. We're at the intersection of blah, 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 blah. My name's Kana Arima. Yeah, he took some pictures of me hanging out with somebody I met but we didn't do anything. I can make proof, by the way. Like, again, it's just call the police. Like, if anybody's trying to out her as being a slut, well, again, there's multiple things they can do to prove that she was not. Number one, fingerprinting anything that had to do with alcohol, because she did not drink anything to do with alcohol. And number two, I don't know if there's actually a way to test if a woman still holds her virginity or not. Honestly, I could not say if there is or isn't, but if there is, then that would be a way to prove she'd sleep with him at least. Again, blowjobs maybe, but what kind of acting career can Head give? And that's a poorly poor joke. But that's all it was a joke. Is how many times has just giving head put somebody ahead in the business industry? Probably only a little bit. But point being, people like that are pieces of shit that truly need to be put in the ground. You're hearing things, you crazy bitch. He didn't say anything to you. Or her. Man, is this what being a sociopath is like? Because shit, I thought I was bad with just hearing and, seeing random things. Is that what being a sociopath is like? Is you think people are talking shit about you 100% of the time? Maybe I'm not so bad off. I'm sorry, schizophrenic, not sociopath. Sociopath is, well, basically what that guy who confronted her is. She's being schizophrenic right now. He was a sociopath. My bad. Yeah, okay, I kind of figured he'd have, like, a flash of somewhere he could see her. Well, okay, I'm proud of her. She kind of went full circle with it. Like, she started out by talking with said producer that she got caught with about how angry she is about the situation with Aqua and, wanting to improve her career and all that. And then she went through the upset phase of what did I do? How can I fix this? Aqua hates me, blah, 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 to the oh shit, I got encountered by a piece of garbage tabloid person. My god, I gotta go do something about this. I gotta go do something. I'm so sad. I'm so upset. Fuck, I'm not cut out for this. You know what? Fuck all those people. And I'm proud of her for that, other than making the other decision I would have assumed they're gonna go into a little arc of. Because honestly, with a show like this, I totally could have seen that being added into things, Her try to do something and to hospitalized and Aqua getting revenge for her. I could have seen that very easily being an arc they went with things. Though I think right now she's just talking very high and mighty to keep herself from being sad, which I also get. Because I think I kind of do that too, to where I speak angrily about something instead of getting upset about it. I actually think I kind of did something like that yesterday. I saw somebody say something about, Dress Up Darling being a show for C3POs, and my body just went into full anger mode. I'm taking just a couple seconds away from that. Anybody who says that Dress Up Darling is either a show for C3POs or Gooners can join the tabloid people, honestly. If they don't realize that show has some of the best, life meanings that anybody could learn ever, they don't know the show. They have just seen the memes, the jokes, and the boobs. Are there a lot of boobs? Sure. Do they do literally the same thing as every anime in existence and take teenage girls with well-developed bodies and make use of that for the eye candy? Yes. But name me more than 5 anime that don't do that. The show fucking teaches people about acceptance, loving themselves for who they are, loving other people for the things they do and not judging them. Again, accepting fucking cross-dressers for doing what they love, even though it changes nothing about the human being they are. Because again, there's a difference between, the amount of people that are doing drag that call it something else, and somebody like Amane, who did drag cosplay, dressed as a woman, maybe even did it for fun outside of cosplaying, but he was still, a straight man. He just liked to dress as a woman sometimes. which is respectable. So, like, it really does make me viscerally angry when somebody judges a show based on its cover. It's the same kind of thing as judging a book by the cover, which, for humans, often you're probably right about that. But for media, it's different. Again, look at what happened when I started Dress Up Darling Season 1. Go back and watch the first episode of my review on that show. It is on this channel still. Tell me I did not go in thinking I would hate it. And then between, yes, the ecchi, but then also the great life lessons, I fell in love with the show. And Marin, but that's unrelated. He watched her the whole time like, well, I thought I was going to go down there and say something, but you know what? I think we're good. He just sent Mem after her. She erased the part about learning the sciences to might have an accomplice. So I wonder if that piece of garbage tabloid person is the accomplice. Number 1, good on Kana for not going the other direction on things like she could have. Because, again, high key with this kind of show, I totally could have seen them going that direction with things. Akane is doing her best to help Aqua out. Good for her. Hopefully it doesn't bite her in the ass soon. By the last second there, it might, but fingers crossed. But let's just take a second to revisit the whole point of the episode. And for me to go on this rant just a little bit longer. Tabloid people, paparazzi. These are the kind of people that should, be held in a tank of water for a nice, lovely chat. Until they randomly stop talking for some reason. I don't know, maybe they just, were done talking. I don't know, I couldn't be hassled with it. But, yeah. Half joking, wishes upon those type of people's lives aside, if you ever think of getting into the type of work where that's the type of person you are, you're the scum of the earth. And that goes, again, similar kind of thought process. Regardless of the age you are now watching this, maybe you have children you could teach better, don't let this happen to you or anybody you know. If you are a paparazzi, tabloid journalist, or anything of that kind of ilk, you are the problem in society. You are the type of people that needs to be off the face of this planet. Because there's a lot of issues with, stuff to do with, politics, race, sex, whatever. That's all, again, a flip of the coin depending on what era you live in. It's the same problem, just different fucking result. But with tabloids, paparazzi, journalists, they're all pieces of human trash. I think maybe 5% of them, and that's being generous, have done anything good for people, ever. So if you're gonna be one of those people that's gonna sneak into, a famous person's life and try to do anything to ruin it, at least make sure it's somebody who deserves it. Don't just call someone a slut for the sake of they had a private meeting with somebody. Because could they be a slut? Sure. Or they might regret the decision and just leave without anything happening, like in this case. Or, again, even if they are a slut trying to get ahead, which, honestly, again, there's a lot of the entertainment industry I could totally see that from. Kardashian! Sorry. That has definitely been a thing for. So, only ruin the lives of the people that actually deserve it. The people that have zero talent and yet somehow get, platinum records or 10 season-long TV shows or something. Those are the type of people it's okay to ruin the careers of, because they're just shitty people anyway, so they really don't deserve to get that far ahead. But to, like, put lies and slander out there just for funsies. Maybe you goon to your own work. That's not cool, man. But you can let me know your thoughts on how much piece of shit the tabloid journalists are and such in the comment section down below. Ring bells, subscribe, hit the like button. TikTok, Facebook, Patreon, Twitter, Blue Sky, Twitch. I fucked the order of that all up. Honestly, I'm almost at an hour of recording. And I'm gonna just take a little break in between this and the next one. So, yeah, all the buttons, description, comments, and stuff. Ta-ta for now. Peace.